What's going on YouTube? JT's Reborn here. Welcome to another news and update video. This time we're going to be talking some DC comic book related stuff. You know, with the world in complete and utter chaos right now, everybody's going completely paranoid and all this other stuff. Let's talk about some good news, because I think we could use some good news right now. And yeah, so we just found out some word that DC, Tom Taylor in particular, is making a new follow-up to DCeased, which was a fantastic series, arguably the best book that came out of DC. I'll tell you what, Tom Taylor is really, really good at writing DC characters. Like, I can't think of any character he writes poorly. DCeased was one of my favorite books of last year. Now they're making Unkillables. I still have to read that one, though, but I do plan on it. I got some of the issues on my my Comixology app, but the first DCeased was great, but now we're getting a follow-up thing, and as you can see here, we have John Constantine, we have Swamp Thing, we have Jon Kent as Superman, we have Damian Wayne as Batman, and I think it's Cassie as Wonder Woman. Oh my goodness gracious, this sounds great. Like I said, the first DCeased was great, and Tom Taylor's Injustice was great. Why he's not writing more books at DC, I don't know. Why he's not like on the main Batman book or, you know, the main Superman book, is good lord, do we need a new Superman writer ASAP? I'm not a fan of what Brian Michael Bendis is doing. I wish I could be, but I was buying every Superman book, and then it just got to a point where I just couldn't take it anymore. I don't like what they're doing with Jon Kent, but in this universe, it works. This is an Elseworld storyline. It's a different Earth. But DCeased is really, really good, and every character is they're just written correctly. It just works. Like, I love some of the emotional moments. The storyline is great. We got some news. So this comes out. How DC plans is called DCeased Dead Planet. I guess some people call it DCeased 2, but if you count Unkillables, I guess this would be DCeased 3. I love the cover art too for the original DCeased. Like, this is probably their hugest thing from last year. The sequel to the hit DCeased miniseries reunites the original creative team and debuts in June. So we got an official release date of DCeased, which is coming at about, what is the official release date? Oh, we got some panels here. God, look at this artwork. Some great stuff. DCeased Dead Planet. Yeah, Mulan canceled. New Mutants canceled. All that other stuff. I think it was June 10th. Yeah, June 10th is when it's supposed to come out. But let's go ahead and read this article here. This comes from The Hollywood Reporter. So the end of the world is only the beginning. Turns out DCeased, the miniseries that saw a zombie outbreak run rampant through the DC universe, killing Superman, Batman, and Wonder Woman in the process, was a runaway hit last year, leading to the current spin-off DCeased Unkillables, showing what the villains were up to while the heroes were trying and failing to save the world. This summer, readers get to find out what happens after what's left of humanity is had to abandon Earth with a new sequel, DCeased Dead Planet. Reuniting the creative team of the original series, Dead Planet sees Tom Taylor and Trevor Harrison following a new generation of superheroes back to Earth after years of the events of the first series, but what's waiting for them isn't what anyone expects. Ooh, should be fun. I'll be honest, when I first heard about Dead Planet, my reaction was somewhere along the lines of, why can't you let them have a happy ending, Tom? They just found another Earth, but there were unresolved plot threads left dangling at the end of the original series, which makes you wonder, how did you think there might be a sequel to DCeased? I'm not going to lie, I always had more DCeased planned, pretty much from page one, but it all came down to how well readers and retailers responded. The single issue sold around 1 million copies, which heard the hardcover has been going back for a third printing. That means we have a lot more violent, tragic fun. We set up so many things in DC. It's a good day to die in Unkillables, and now we get to pay it all off. The heroes we saved and brought to New Earth will return. Harley Quinn and Poison Ivy are still there, along with many survivors from Unkillables. And then we have the continuing story of Constantine, Zatanna, Dr. Fate, and other magic users. Dead Planet is the third in the series, but the second chapter of the story of the current Unkillables acting as something closer to chapter 1.5. Besides the fact that the current series being just plain fun, do you think that wanting to continue the story adds something to the experience for the readers? There wasn't enough room in the first DCs to incorporate every character's story, so we decided to hold off on showing a lot of the villains and anti-heroes. Unkillables is a spin-off of DCs, not a sequel. It's the story of what the villains did when the heroes failed. Dead Planet is the true sequel, set 5 years later, and yes, I think a lot of people discovered the first DCs in the collections, so waiting until more people had been immersed in the full horror of our universe made a lot of sense. That said, Trevor Harrison, I think that's Ben Abernathy, and I never really stepped out of this dying world that we've been planning and working the whole time. This is what I feel like DC should do a lot more of. A lot of these more Elseworlds tales and let creators kind of get creative, or at least good, talented creators get creative. I wish they kind of had some Tom Taylor play a little bit more in the main universe. I think he should be writing like a Green Arrow book at least, or maybe a Batman book, or I mean, I like what Tynan's doing, and I like what Tomasi's doing, or you know, I'd like to see him maybe take over for the Teen Titans book. I think it'd be really cool. So this one's going to showcase this. I'll leave a link in the description. We last saw the survivors of the anti-life equation. They were looking for a new home after the original had been lost to the infection. You essentially killed off the world's greatest heroes, Batman, Wonder Woman, Superman, Green Lantern, The Flash. Spoilers for DCeased. We may have killed off the Justice League, but at the same time, we carefully created a new Justice League to take their place. Jon Kent and Damian Wayne were positioned to inherit the mantles of their fallen fathers, the new Superman and Batman. Cassie Sandsmark survived the battle of the Amazons. The Atlanteans become the new Wonder Woman. Mira also survived the attack, so a monarch of Atlantis is still there as Aquaman. Will survived to be the new Flash. Black Canary was chosen to be the next Green Lantern after Hal's death. Black Lightning is still wrong, along with his power daughters, Anissa and Jennifer. Now 5 years later, the new Justice League of Earth 2 receives a distress call from their former home. They're heroes. They can't ignore it, even if they should. Okay, so here we go. I know life equation, intelligence, definitely potential cure is a big part of the sequel, but of course it won't be that easy. Ooh, a cure. Maybe they'll fix things or go back in time. Just how cruel are you going to be the last human beings alive this series? Can we hope for something approaching a happy ending? I don't believe in telling superhero tales without hope. What's the point? See, that's a great point. This should be highlighted right here. I don't believe in telling superhero tales without hope. Hope is arguably the most important thing about telling a superhero tale. You have to have some resemblance of hope. And I think that should be the case for any story. Like, if you have a story without hope, it kind of just makes it seem pointless. I fully agree with this statement here. On top of DC's currently the writer of Suicide Squad, and that's a gig that comes with a lot of tragedy. That's how the characters... Oh yeah, he is writing Suicide Squad, but he should be writing more stuff at DC. There'll be tragedy in Dead Planet, of course. It's an undead apocalypse, not a picnic. I would say we didn't create a new Justice League just to watch them all die. There'll be despair, there'll be heroic sacrifices, but also be comedy and triumph mixed in with, you know, the shocking deaths of loved heroes. DC's Dead Planet launches June 10th. Check out 2 of David Finch's main covers for the series. Those are previews from Hair Signs Interiors, the first issue, and Franco Matina's variant cover for the issue below. Oh, look at this cover here. See, this is how you age up Damian and Jon to be Superman and Batman. Look at this. This is great stuff. There's Constantine. Ooh, there's Cassie. There's Zatanna. Love John Constantine. There's Damian, I guess, in this cover right here. We see Constantine here. There's Zatanna. There they are. Their little bar right there. All these dead heroes and stuff. The cover art's great. There's Cyborg, and there's some panels and stuff. There's the Earth, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Again, just kind of want to bring this to everyone's attention. I'm sure a lot of people already know at this point, but we are getting that sequel to DCeased, Dead Planet, supposed to debut in June, so we got 3 months from now until this thing is announced. I am very much looking forward to this thing. I really loved the first DCeased. I think it was one of the best titles DC had last year, and I have full faith that Tom Taylor is going to deliver something really good. He seems to have a knack for writing every single DC character, because some writers are good at writing certain characters but not others, but Tom Taylor seems to know how to write like every DC character quite well. Is he the best at writing every single character? Maybe not the best at every individual character, but he can write like every character well. At least that's what I've seen so far. He seems to have a knack for all this stuff. And plus we get the Super Sons back, and I love the Super Sons. They need to be more content. The fact that they aged up Jon prematurely and sent him off into space and turned him into this I'm calling him fake Jon because he's not the real Jon Kent. He's a completely, totally different character, and it's a real shame that we had to sacrifice one of the best editions of DC Rebirth for whatever nonsense they're pulling with him now. I really hope that they just kind of just de-age him back to where he was and kind of erase what they've done with him, maybe through some time travel or some nonsense like that. I really hope they kind of fix that, because I think the last story we're supposed to get with him is supposed to be in next week's Robin 80. But yeah, I'm kind of disappointed in that. But anyways, what are your thoughts on DC's Dead Planet? Are you looking forward to it? I know I sure as hell am. I really love the first DC's, and I can't wait to see what Tom Taylor does next. So yeah, that's all I have to say on that. Not too much else in terms of DC news this week. I'm still working on some more content. Trying to get that out soon. Again, it's going to take some time, but my intention is to hopefully maybe by like the end of this month or the beginning of next month start pumping out those DC animated movie reviews. Again, it's just been things have been kind of crazy, as you can tell, worldwide, and we'll see how all this stuff goes. Hopefully everything goes okay, and when the time comes, I'll start posting that content. So anyways, thank you all so much for watching this video. Be sure to hit that bell for notifications, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Rapidly approaching 1,000. I'm only like 10 away from reaching 900, and it's only like 100 more to go to that coveted 1,000 subscriber mark that I've been pushing towards for so long. I'm inching closer to it. I can taste it. I can smell it. It's right there. So much to do. But anyways, I hope everyone's doing okay. Have a wonderful day, evening, afternoon, whenever you're watching this video. Thank you so much for watching this. I really appreciate it. nothing else left to say, but take care now. Bye-bye then, and I will see you all in the next video. Peace.